Hi there, Joka here with another process video for the Altenew January Stamp and Die release block hub. This time I'm going to be focusing on the grid cover die, and I will also be using some other stamp sets from the this release. So this is the cover die. It's really great. I really like this design. And here my idea is that I would layer some of them up because I wanted to create a white on white textured kind of look for one of the cards that I'm making. And because there are so many lines in this die and my glue dries very fast, I thought it makes more sense to use this adhesive sheet. I think I've had this for many years now, but I've been always very stingy with it because I actually don't know where to buy this. I don't know where I bought it. It's really hard to come by here. So, but anyway, in this case, I really kind of needed it. So I die cut this one twice from white cardstock, and now I'm layering them up. I normally, if I'm just doing die cutting from paper, so without the adhesive I mean, then I'm layering up like 3-4 layers at least. But here I noticed that because of the glue there's already more dimension to it, so I settled on 2. I found 2 was dimensional enough. Of course you could add more layers, but again I'm quite stingy with these adhesive sheets. All right, so this is going to be one of the backgrounds that I'm doing, and then I will make another one where I'm only using 1 layer. I will show you them in a bit. So in the meantime I'm stamping some of these flowers. These are the airbrushed flowers, I believe they are called, also from this release, and you can find another video on these here on my YouTube channel today. So I'm using yellow inks for these ones, and I am using the same set, these inks that you see here, and I'm also going to list them in the description box below. But I'm only stamping 2 of the flowers with the lightest ink, and then here you will see me add the second lightest tone to the flowers. For one of them it's going to be the second layer, for one of them it's the first layer, and this way one of the flowers is just going to be darker, just a little bit of variation, because I'm going to add both flowers on one single card, and I wanted to, you know, I wanted them both to be yellow, but I wanted them to look a bit different. So one of them actually has a bit of an orange tone. And now I'm stamping the middle of the flower. This is a different set of inks. These are a bit more, well, I wouldn't call them mustardy, more like ochre. Is that a color? Anyway, they have a like brown tone, as you can see here, and I think they are perfect for flower centers. So then I'm going to move on and show you the 2 backgrounds that I created. First, the one that you already saw. This is on the right with the 2 layers, and on the left it's just 1 layer of white cardstock. And for this particular card I had the idea of filling the squares with different color cardstock that you can see here. I chose 3, and I kind of wanted to create a pixelated look, so to say. You will see in a moment what I mean, and I really wish that it was this quick to do what I'm doing right now, to clean up the die, but it is not. It is tedious work. I will admit, but I don't really mind. When I have an idea in my head, I just really want to see it come together. I don't mind how much work it actually takes. So I am planning to add like the darkest, well, in this case, this I think it's like a light pool color. It's not really light blue, it's kind of like between blue and green. I don't think that you can really tell from uh, the video here. And I am gluing them down a few pieces at the same time because, like I said, this glue dries very fast, so I didn't want to glue or add glue to more squares at the same time. And you will see that when I'm starting to add the second color, which is going to be this darker coral, I am leaving one row where I am going to add two different colors, so the bluish color and this coral, and I'm not going to glue these down just yet. And the same here at the top, where I'm going to start adding the lighter or pink or yeah, I think this is pink, not coral color, because that transitional row, that I would say transitional because it's a transition between the two colors. It's kind of, I'm not sure at this point if that's how I want it to be. So those two rows I'm not gluing down just yet. And originally I wanted to also add some yellow squares, but then I decided that I stamp the flowers in yellow and then leave the back of it, or at least a lot of it, white. And here you see, like, I'm gonna have a row that has white and pink in it. Again, this is what I call a pixelated look. I have no idea if that makes any sense. It just kind of, they look like pixels. So I wanted to have them cascade, or I don't know if that's even the right word. As you see, I put some dark coral on the blue, on top of the blue as well, because I didn't quite like the harsh transition between the two. And you cannot really tell even in real life that there is an extra layer of cardstock on it, so it really doesn't bother me at all. And I'm just trying to see what I like. I wasn't planning to add any pink, to be honest, here at the top, but then I kind of felt like it's too much white for me. If you know my work, you know that I don't like a lot of white space. Having said that, I am going to make a card today that has a lot of white in it. You will see it in a second. Excuse me. I hope that my cough didn't just ruin the video, because this is my second take. For some reason, the first audio recording, I don't know what happened to it, but at some point it sounded like I went underwater, and now I'm trying to redo it. I'm really sorry for babbling. It's just, yeah, it makes me really anxious that this could happen. And also it makes me anxious because I never actually listen to my videos after I've done the recording. I just do a spot check if the audio is there. And so maybe it already happened before, just nobody told me. And now I was just, I guess, lucky to discover that I don't know, that something happened. I really hope this one works out. Anyway, so I'm finishing up the card. I'm still playing around with the placement of these little tiny squares. I don't know. I really like this die. What do you guys think? I think there are so many options. You could create all kinds of designs like text, or like a heart. I actually wanted to do that, but then I didn't have time because Christmas was coming. I had a lot of things to do for Christmas, and then also I made quite a few other projects for this release, so I just didn't have the time, but I hope I can come back to it because it's really great. And I really love background dyes because they are just they are just another textural element to a card. Okay, so this is another product from this release. As just some tiny little sentiments or words like hello, thanks. I think there's hugs and maybe love. I've used this on several cards in my videos, so you will see it often. I don't recall the name, even though I just showed it to you, but I didn't read it. But anyway, it will also be listed in the description box below. And I'm finishing this up. I added some foam tape to the flowers and then layer them up. Also some foam tape to the little sentiment, so just so that it pops off the background. And I could be finished, I think. Maybe I would add some twine like I always do, which I didn't want this time. And still I felt like something is missing. And when I feel that way, I normally add enamel dots. So, when in doubt, add enamel dots is my motto. So that's what I did here. This small pack of enamel dots is not from Altenew, but they do have a lot of different ones. I will also be using one in this video. However, I didn't have the right colors, so I just used something from my stash, which actually coincidentally had all the colors I needed for this card. So that's great. Anyway, now that I know the placement is right, I'm just pressing them down with the back of my tweezer. I always do this, and then I cannot move them anymore, and they will stay put forever. So on to the next card. So this is gonna be my white card. As you see, so this is the one with the 2 layers. It's a bit more dimensional and has a lot of texture to it, which I love. And I am going to use the same set of flowers for this one as well, but here I'm going to add some leaves as well, which in the end I didn't use on the previous card. I'm not sure why I didn't like it, but I didn't like the addition of the gray there. So I am going to add those here. Just I'll try to, I try different positions of the for the leaves. Yeah, it's always a difficult decision, to be honest with you, when it looks right. So I'm always playing around with it for a while. And once I'm settled on the design, I am going to add some glue to them and press them down. I will use some foam tape on the flowers here as well because, as you know, I love dimension. So the one in the back I just glued down with liquid adhesive, and then here I'm adding some foam tape to the second flower. And I also added some foam tape to the sentiment, which I will place on this flower on the left. And yeah, here I could be done too, I guess. But again, I wasn't sure, and this is where my Altenew enamel dots come in. As you see, these packs are really big. They have 4 different colors, which are all coordinating with their ink pads as far as I know. And so this is really great because it's huge, so you don't have to buy a lot of packs, and it will last for quite a long time. And now I'm just playing with the placement of the different colors. I wanted to add several shades of the gray, and so I'm just trying to figure out what I like. And once I decided that okay, this is done, again I press them down with my tweezer, and here they are done. I hope I could inspire you in some small way. And thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.